All right, everyone. So, if you've been involved with the MAGA movement, if you're involved with the America First movement, maybe you're a conservative, maybe you're a Fox News watcher, Republican, it doesn't really matter. You, by now, should be well aware that there is division within the political group. Now, is that abnormal? No. But let's kind of like narrow down exactly what's causing division, why people were upset. Primarily speaking, it's caused by individuals questioning whether or not we should just give Israel unfiltered support, nonstop, whatever they want, whatever they ask, just give it to them. They're our allies. How dare you ever question them? I am not on that side. What I mean by that is I think we should question our allies. We have a lot of allies. Japan, okay? Japan, we should question Japan. All right? Japan did awful things to people during World War II. We turned them into allies because we wanted to use them against communist China because we failed the nationalist Chinese, let them get wiped out by the communist Chinese, hence why they had to flee to Taiwan, and now Taiwan's basically where all the Chinese nationals left or ran to. And then we should also question Taiwan. We should question the United Kingdom. Look what's going on in the United Kingdom right now. Look what's happening to Europe. Completely being taken over by insane woke ideologies that are just ruining it. Mass migration, mass illegal immigration being left unchecked. United Kingdom officials are arresting their own people for Facebook posts and locking away. Second Amendment, anybody? And we'll talk a little bit more about the Second Amendment here in a minute. But the biggest issue right now that we're dealing with is that certain individuals, especially one kid named Nick Fuentes, who just kind of came out of nowhere. He got famous. He got a lot of attention from really hardcore edgelord type comments. They call him a white nationalist. I don't think he's a white nationalist. I think he's very pro-Stalin, pro-dictatorship. I don't really believe he's a communist, but he definitely has very anti-Second Amendment viewpoints. He has very anti-American viewpoints. The edgelord video of him like saying, "Hey, we should execute anybody who's not Christians and force it down their throat and wipe them out." I'm not calling for political violence, but I am calling for the execution of every non-Christian. I'm like, what? And then he had a disagreement with Steven Crowder saying, "Well, I went to Texas in open carry, but I felt uncomfortable. I felt it was very unnecessary for our society for so many people to have access to guns and or carry around guns in such a way." And Steven Crowder's like, "No, you're a pansy." And I agree with Steven Crowder. You're a pansy. We should have more gun freedom. And I agree with that. Pro Second Amendment shall not be infringed. And that's why I don't like Nick Fuentes. He's like a little dictator that just got popular because he says, "Oh, let's question what Israel's doing." And I'm fine with that. Yeah, let's question what Israel's doing. And a lot of Republicans are like, "Ah," and they don't like that because they've been brainwashed. And I remember my generation was brainwashed too. Like, "Oh, white guilt, white people are bad, white people," and like you see it to this day. Like women will go on and be like, "Well, here's my decolonized Christmas thing," and like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're a brainwashed moron. I don't think Nick Fuentes is a white nationalist person. I don't really care, honestly, at this point. It's like, you should be allowed to have pride in whatever race you are. White people have nothing to be guilty about. We got massacred, okay? Putting an end to slavery. Barbary pirates, anybody? Back in the Viking age, we put an end to the slavery then too. Got rid of the Vikings with bigger slavers than that time. Barbary pirates. To this day, we still have to fight people in Muslim countries that keep promoting more and more slavery. Qatar, anybody? Saudi Arabia, anybody? UAE? I could go on, but my main point is there is division in the MAGA movement and the conservative movement, the Republican movement, and it's getting a little silly because right now we can make great leaps and bounds in progress to fix our country and undo all this disgusting, awful foreign influence. A lot of it is foreign influence from all across the world. People just tearing us apart. Example, AJ Plus. I remember when that was popular a decade ago, and I still think it is at some point. And I pointed out to people that it was actually Qatar, and Qatar was trying to label the United States as this horrible, awful, slave, racist country when Qatar has literally modern day slavery going on to this day. And all these idiot young people were just gobbling the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube videos and like, "Oh, this is great. Yeah, I agree. America bad." and fucking freaking morons buying the propaganda. And that's the problem too. We don't have good American media that points out the propaganda and also makes people proud of their country, which we should be. We should be very proud of this country. It's an excellent country with an excellent past. We've done everything we can to create the most perfect society ever. Yeah, we have issues with corporatism, cronyism, corruption, way too much foreign influence, lobbying anybody. It's insane. But other than that, it is a fantastic country. We just need to fix it. And my biggest issue with the Republican Party, conservatives, MAGA, America First, whatever the Nick Fuentes is that we're doing all this stupid crap when really we should be focusing on preparing ourselves for Donald Trump to go away and continue the movement that he started. Okay? Take it, control it, and make it better. We need to build up. Because look what they did to Donald Trump. They tried to assassinate him several times. They murdered Charlie Kirk, and they celebrated it. They didn't care. They celebrated it. And here we are arguing over this crap. It's okay to question your allies. And if you're running scared from little Nick Fuentes, who looks like a strong wind could knock him over, and he says some snarky, edgy lord things, oh, and they got like weak doofuses like Ben Shapiro, who's trying to deplatform because he's freaking weak. Thank goodness for freaking Steven Crowder, who actually has a testicular fortitude to bring this little kid online, pull some of the BS out of his mouth and call him out on some of his weird crap he's talking about. But it's like, if you're that scared about him, grow a pair of balls, debate him, prove him wrong. Maybe some of the things he's saying is actually correct. Crazy concept. But yeah, no, this is all mostly in the response to Tucker Carlson, Shapiro, and all this stuff, calling this stuff out, being like, oh, there's no divide. Yes, Tucker, there is divide. You're causing some of it. Ben Shapiro's causing some of it. There is a divide. Ben Shapiro, I lost respect for him a long time ago. I used to listen to him. Just listen to Day of the Wire. I have respect for him. That started to break away when we were trying to recall Gavin in 2020. So, quick background about me. Part of my local county GOP, very actively involved, pushed back against California's Proposition 50, which Gavin used to basically redistrict all of California, push aside the Citizens Redistricting Committee. Completely insane, unconstitutional. He's like, well, Texas did. Well, Texas had already permission from a federal judge. It wasn't unconstitutional. What you did was, and you destroyed to think that Democrats and Republicans in California voted for a long time ago. They at least have some control, some leverage over politicians, but Gavin fooled these people into the evils of Trump, and then they voted their rights away. That's why our founding fathers didn't want a democracy, freaking mob rule. It was supposed to be a constitutional republic. Anyways, I digress. So I lost a lot of respect. I said, what I'm saying was, as I had a lot of background with California politics, I've been doing this for a long time. Recall 2020, push back against Proposition 50. I helped organize, lead a team against that. Back in the day, Gunmageddon, when California's gun laws were really coming down hard, I helped gather signatures for that. Been very involved. And I lost respect for Ben Shapiro a long time ago when he left California, and one of our signature gatherers down south was like, yeah, he basically said he'll sign it, but he doesn't believe it'll work, and he moved out of state and didn't even bother to help us collect signatures. And he's not the only one that left California and basically just quit without using their strength, their popularity, and their platform to help get signatures' attention to it. So, yes, there is. There is a divide in the Republican and conservative MAGA, American First movement. And they need to pull their heads out of their butt. And we need to organize. And the toughest should survive at this point. But not only the toughest, but the toughest group, the group that's willing to get everyone working together. Because Daddy Trump ain't going to be here to save you. Look what they did to him. They tried to murder him several times. They murdered Charlie Kirk. Then they openly celebrated it. And they're trying to turn this weird little dorky kid into some like the next Boston bomber marathon guy, like where they romanticized it. And it's disgusting. And you guys over here crying about Nick Fuentes. If you're so freaking scared of him, bring him onto your platform, debate him, and then crush him. Or if he kicks your butt, then shame on you. Maybe something he has to say is actually correct. I don't agree with it. But grow a pair. All right, that's all I have to say. Leave your comments, including the hateful ones.